Thursday evenings from 8 to 9 p.m. and there's a rerun on a Saturday. Tonight, my topic, we're talking about something that we would have heard in the news. It's a common topic, EVs. What is it? What is it about? I have my guest tonight, Jadil Harewood from Lifestyle Motors. Jadil, welcome to IBN.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
And we have heard a lot of a buzz of this topic, EVs. Mm-hmm. What is it?
Well, firstly, just to expound on the acronym, electric vehicles, literally what it stands for.
Right.
All right. It is the way forward in terms of not just reducing emissions that harm our ozone layer, but in also efficiency in terms of comfort and driving.
Now, a lot of people heard this term EVs. I'm quite sure that people have seen some of it on the road. There's a lot of misconceptions. We will get into that. Mm-hmm. But just to give an idea in terms of to the viewers out there, how is an EV or electric vehicle, other than, of course, being a vehicle you can plug in, mm-hmm. how is it traditionally different to the regular vehicles that we put gas into?
Okay, the biggest difference is there is no engine. Right, so your vehicle is being powered by a motor most times. Now, different electric vehicles have different setups in terms of how they're powered. Some have two motors to the front and back, some have one alone. But generally, it is a motor powered by the battery that propels the vehicle forward.
Now, when you say it have no engine, I'm quite sure some of the viewers out there will be thinking, so how can my vehicle drive or be on the road without an engine? Because that's what they know.
Yeah.
What is the main differences of a motor and an engine?
Magic. No, I'm kidding. Really, actually, the biggest difference is what they use, or at least what Lifestyle Motors electric vehicles use. It is a BYD lithium-ion battery. Right? It is one of the, I could say, leading type of batteries for electric vehicles worldwide. It is trusted. It could deal with high pressure, high heat, which we have in the Caribbean as well. So you know your vehicle is safe and you have no concerns about anything happening.
Now, when we think EVs, electric vehicles, mm-hmm. What about things like maintenance?
Well, this is the best part because I believe no matter what corner you live from, everybody enjoys saving money. The maintenance is where you see your investment helping you out in terms of savings. Your service usually is once a year. I could speak for lifestyle branded vehicles, which is the KGM, EVX, and the Emotion, Crown Emotion. Our servicing is every 10,000 kilometers or once a year. When they check for maintenance, they do things like rotate your tires, align, updates on the vehicle because it basically is a computer.
Right.
There is no oil to check. They may check fluids for the battery. They'll check your air filter, AC filter.
Now, how is an electric vehicle different to a hybrid?
Okay. So the hybrid vehicles still need gas. You still have to put gas for the motor and the engine to work together. The electric vehicle has no gasoline at all because there's zero emissions coming out of it, or carbon emissions, I should say, at least.
So what you say basically, with an electric vehicle, I don't have to go to the gas station to put no gas.
You could pass it straight, wave it bye-bye as you're going down the highway.
But that's what we're talking about, no lines.
No lines.
But then I still have to put pressure in my tire.
Well, if you choose to go to the gas station, do that. We know now they're selling a lot of pumps that you could buy.
The portable ones you plug into the cigarette lighter.
Okay. That's right.
The main concern, I'm quite sure that some people will have, what about the cost? The cost of an electric vehicle as opposed to the cost of a traditional vehicle. We're looking at a dollar for dollar mm-hmm. comparative. How is that different?
Sure. So depending on the type of EV, the car market firstly is very saturated, which is good for the consumer because that gives you a lot of options in terms of your purchase. So everyday prices are going down because they want the consumer to choose their item. For instance, by us, you can get a full-size SUV at $285,000. That is fully electric.
Yeah,
fully
that's
electric. I find is excellent.
So then you have no taxes on that, right?
No taxes on that, which is why we can afford to get the vehicle down so low and keep all these features on it for the customer.
What vehicle you have for that price?
That's the Corando Emotion.
Okay.
Right. That is packed with features. I'm sure we'll get into that.
That's what, five seats or something?
5-seater, yeah.
Okay, so it's a typical family.
Yeah. So a typical family, as I say, is a full-size SUV. Mm-hmm. But back to the original question, sorry, because I started straying a little bit.
That's okay.
The cost-wise. Sometimes you may have to put a little more upfront as opposed to going for a petrol vehicle, which you might be able to get for 160, 140 brand new. But as I say, long term, the savings, some people spend $2,500, $1,500 a month in gas. That's extraordinary.
You serious?
I'm telling you.
Well, that's the payment for a vehicle right there.
Exactly. And imagine that your light bill might go up by $200 every 2 months. I think it's chalk and cheese.
Based on the mileage that they drive.
Of course, based on what your commute looks like. But the average Trinidadian, your commute might be 25 kilometers a day, work to home, counting your runs in between. You driving for the week most times before you need to charge again, and you get a charger with these vehicles.
Right, so you don't have to buy that separately.
That's right. You install that at home and you charge.
So, with regards to the electric vehicles on the market, well, we're not talking about lifestyle motors now, we're talking about general across the board. Would you say that it is a cheaper, more affordable mode of operation and mode of transport?
Definitely, if we're talking about operational cost as well as the money in terms of transport, definitely.
So a typical full up for, let's say, regular gas. Okay, let's go to the newer vehicles, premium. A premium vehicle is about what, $300?
If you're lucky.
Okay, what's the
most
average
people
price?
spending $350, $400, $450 to fill their tanks.
Okay, and to charge a EV, the average charge is about how much?
$22 an hour, if so much.
$22.
Yeah, put charge, sorry, not the hour. I think,
Right, yeah. So you're looking at $22 worth of electricity to charge a vehicle, as opposed to $365. Well, I mean, that is not no brain science. That is not even any kind of science. That is simple common sense.
Yep.
Dollar for dollar,
Yep.
you save money. Now, how would that compare to, let's say, CNG?
CNG, now I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't have the most knowledge about the CNG vehicles and how their structure makeup is designed. But I believe you still have to pay a cost to get them installed. And then that takes up a lot of your trunk space, if not all of it. Right? So now you're limited on space. That's not the case with an EV.
Okay.
Right? Your charger could set up wherever you like, wherever you park your vehicle, and you don't have to leave the charger there. As long as you have the connection set up wherever you go, and you can take your charger with you to suit.
Well, we know about zero emissions with regards to the EVs. If I was to buy an EV, if one of the viewers out there looking on in this program was to go and say, okay, I want to get an EV as opposed to a traditional vehicle, what is something that they should take into consideration? For example, other than charging as opposed to gas, what about maintenance? How often do I have to maintain a vehicle? What do I have to do?
Yeah, so the biggest thing for any customer that is thinking about going EV is, of course, do your homework. It's very important. Your sales rep is supposed to guide you along the way. At Lifestyle, we send the customers literature way beforehand. From the time you are interested, we give you literature in terms of do's and don'ts. Simple things like don't pressure wash where the charger is supposed to go in, which you wouldn't do in a gasoline vehicle.
Of course.
As well. So it's simple things. Something as simple as, okay, you need to know where it is you're parking your vehicle, because you can't leave it on the outside if you need it to charge. So most times you may need a garage or a very long extension. So it's just about knowing what you want out of your vehicle and where you're putting it, basically.
Well, I mean, Trinidad is relatively new in terms of the market for EVs. I recently came back from San Francisco, and I can tell you I have passed approximately, out of every 10 vehicles, 7 out of 10 vehicles was an EV, was an electric vehicle. I'm quite sure that many of you out there would have heard of Tesla. And Tesla is one of the major EV vehicles or electric vehicle manufacturers in the US. And we would have heard of self-driving cars, we would have heard of problems like the battery catching a fire and so on. Is this a situation that happens in Trinidad?
Absolutely not. As I was mentioning earlier, the type of battery that we use, the Blade battery, it is the leading battery worldwide. That's not the same type of battery that is used in Tesla, for example. So that is not a concern down here, because it's coming to the Caribbean, so they know it's high heat down here. So it is pressure tested for heat. It's tested for puncture as well because accidents can happen.
Yes,
And
especially with the humps on the road. You're driving and you're going over a hump and it mess up underneath the vehicle.
which is the reality of Trinidad roads, unfortunately. You might even
Right.
get a hump on the highway sometimes. So no, that's definitely not a concern.
Okay. So what about driving in floods and, you go down to Port of Spain, you park up on the road, you're going in one of the government buildings.
Yeah.
Rainfall for 5 minutes, the whole place flood.
Yeah.
What about that?
Which camera am I at? We'll look at one. As I want to make sure everybody see when I say this.
I think this one is
this
yours,
one,
yeah.
These vehicles are not more prone to flood damage than a regular vehicle. You are not supposed to be driving through flood water with any vehicle first to begin with. Right? That's the first thing.
But what if the flood come upon you
But
while you park outside?
things happen sometimes. I do understand that. No, it's not more prone to flood damage than a regular vehicle. You're not going to get electrocuted while you sit in the car. Your car is not going to blow up any water touching. Nothing like that is going to happen. Of course, if water gets into any bay or where the motor is in any vehicle, that could have problems. But at that point, we have our certified technicians at Lifestyle Motors that can assist you. So need it.
Okay. One of the questions I'm quite sure that some of the viewers out there will be thinking, okay, so I buy an electric vehicle. Do I have to still put, okay, you said no gas, but do I still have to put oil, transmission fluid, brake fluid, water? What do I have to put in my vehicle?
Well, this is my favorite part about selling EVs. I love when my customers ask to see under the hood and I could tell them with confidence, you just have to put wiper fluid. There's nothing else for you to touch underneath there. The area is actually bolted down with a cover, so the customers know there's nothing there for you to interfere with. Wiper fluid, that's it.
So practically zero maintenance.
That's what I'm saying.
Because wiper fluid is just a matter of some soap water to throw into the,
That's
the
it.
reservoir, and that's it,
And
right?
you're good to go, yeah.
And pressure the tire if I have to pressure the tire.
If you have to pressure the tire, that's
Okay.
right.
But, thinking about it, I'm quite sure that many people will be thinking, okay, if I'm going to buy a vehicle, what are my options? What happens if the vehicle runs out of charge?
All right.
In terms of, okay,
Yeah.
if I'm driving my vehicle, especially in traffic, and I run low in gas, I could find a gas station somewhere in Trinidad, north, south, east, west, Tobago. There's there are plenty gas stations all over. What about if I need to charge my vehicle?
All right. Well, so two things I'll say to that point is, firstly, what we are trying to do is by giving you the charges, let you know that you don't have to go anywhere to charge. Right? We generally advise customers to try and stay above 20%. That's just for your safety, so that you don't need to feel any hassle or anxiety to get to a charging station. But Trinidad is rapidly expanding in terms of its EV situation. We have chargers situated all over the country now, places like Brentwood, Hilton, Jenny's, Trotters, Airport. There's charging stations all over now. And anywhere that you go, they are free to use as well.
So basically, I don't have to buy no gas.
Yeah.
And I just go and pack up and plug it in and charge my vehicle
Yeah,
for
lock
free?
your vehicle and go away, yeah.
Yeah, because it's so cheap.
Correct.
Okay, well, that's excellent because I'm quite sure that a lot of people out there thinking of buying one, or even if they do have one, will say, okay, you know what, if I charge up at home and I make a few spins around the place, I live Port of Spain and I decide to go to Mayaro for the weekend and not at home, and maybe because the charge is 220 current, not everyone will have 220 current. Yeah. Would I have enough electricity charge in the vehicle to move around?
Yeah, definitely you can. So the vehicles come with, I'll using ours for example, again, sorry, because I don't know the competition specifics.
Right.
But so our Corando does 285. You get upwards of 400 kilometers on a full charge with that. Trinidad is not huge. 400 kilometers to carry around the country and back to your destination.
Well, I checked the mileage from Chaguanas to Moviedong in Port of Spain is approximately 20 kilometers. So if you think about that, you can make about 20, roughly about 10 rounds up and down like a taxi without running out of charge, right?
And most of us would consider that a long drive.
Okay.
Most of us would consider that a long drive.
So from people who work in from south and they live in south, they work in Port of Spain or vice versa. That will be a very feasible thing to drive, especially in traffic.
Yeah, extremely. Let's say, I'll use my manager for example. He has one. His commute is Valencia to Lifestyle Motors. That's 6 days a week.
Right.
He drives more than anybody else I know. There's a lot of driving. And I think he charges twice a week at most. So that's why every 4 days he might charge.
Right.
And his electricity bill is what, $200 more?
Okay.
I see no cons.
Yeah.
No cons.
That's pretty good. With regards to electric vehicles, as we was talking about floods, you said you don't advise anyone to drive through floods. And we talk about something, you park up in the vehicle in a
Sometimes you come
situation,
and adjust, yeah.
and the flood come up
Yeah.
and went back down. What is the safest level of the water could go? Let's say, for example, it go a little beyond the tires. Would that be a situation whereby you could just jump in the vehicle and drive?
Meaning like the top of the tire or like just to the bottom of the bumper?
What I've seen is that people who have diesel type vehicles,
Yeah.
when they have flood like in Carney and those places, them jump in the vehicle and then go on the road. Them in business, if you understand. While a car, you will think, okay, well, maybe if I go in a car and the water go in the muffler and so on, it will shut down the vehicle in the flood. Well, in the case of an EV, there's no muffler.
Yeah. So with regards to at least our electric vehicles, the ground clearance on them is the least is about 10 inches off the ground. Generally advising people about vehicles and driving through floodwater is your bumper or maybe just under the tire. If it's higher than that, you don't go through because the issue of the engine getting flooded is reality.
Right.
And the same goes for the EV as well because it's not waterproof. Right, as I said, it won't electrocute you. You won't die if the vehicle get flooded, anything like that. But it's still about safety and safety of the vehicle, especially. The water can still get into places that the vehicle may not be able to move.
Well, Trinidadians have a mindset. Once they see water, they don't know how deep it is.
Yeah.
They feel, well, what? I feel I could go through that.
Yeah,
they will chance it. Because what they go do, they see the next person going through, unless of course the other person shut down.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I have seen my customers with the EVs go through the floodwater. Again, I do not advise it. They went through, they come out the other side, happy, everything is good. I never hear from them, they never call me and say, hey. So it's been done, but again, I do not advise you to do it yourself.
How many EVs have well, not you in particular, but lifestyle sold onto the market?
I know, and say my name of business.
No, it's good.
Of course,
the reason
of
I'm
course.
asking is, we see so much cars on the road. We see foreign use, we see local use, we see old vehicles, we see new vehicles. But just to give an idea in terms of how much, like I could tell you based on my experience in a different country.
Yeah.
But in Trinidad, how many EVs have you guys have introduced into the market?
Oh, we have sold well upwards of 80 EVs.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's about a year and a half.
Okay.
This vehicle has been launched, so it's been moving. Right, and we're proud to admit that we have had that type of impact because the vehicles are excellent, they are well priced, and the support you get behind them is also excellent. It's something we try to pride ourselves on.
Well, when you say support, now that's the next question I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
What is the warranty that you all give?
Well, this is the one to blow your mind here. 10 years or 1 million kilometers on the battery, and that is to show the level of faith we have in the vehicle because.
Wait, hold on. What did they said? I've seen other manufacturers, other dealers having similar electric vehicles on the market. When you ask them, they tell you, well, they'll give you 8 years on the battery. They'll give you 100,000 kilometers warranty, 200,000 kilometers warranty, like that. You just said 10 years?
Yep, or 1 million kilometers, whichever one comes
1 million kilometers?
1 million kilometers.
I don't think Trinidad that big for you to drive around.
It's definitely not that big. It's definitely not that big. I don't know anyone that's ever done it before. And again, that's to speak about the level of support and the faith we have in the vehicle because no one is going to give that type of warranty if they don't believe in what they're selling.
Well, that's probably the number one warranty on a battery in the country.
It is industry-leading warranty on a battery. Yes, you're not going to get a better warranty than that anywhere locally.
Now, when you say that you get a warranty, what does that warranty support? Meaning, the battery just went dead, the battery punctured, what does warranty cover?
So that warranty will cover manufacturer defects, basically. So it will not cover if you decide to run up on a ramp and scrape your battery. That warranty wouldn't cover because that is negligence at a point. Simple things like let's just decide now. We have not had these problems, thankfully. But just saying, let's say you are charging your vehicle and you find like it's not charging past 50 for some reason, just like that. You bring it in and they said, oh, something is wrong with the battery, warranty will cover that because it's not something that you've done
Right.
to damage it. Yeah.
And so the charger that you all supply with the battery,
Yeah.
that's how long does that take to charge a battery? So for example, I drive in on the road.
Yeah.
I pop in the gas station. I might wait in a line depending on if it's a long line or short line.
Yeah.
And I reach the pump 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on how much gas I'm going to pump in. And I order the gas station. How long does a EV take to charge?
Well, we tend to tell customers to treat it like your phone. It'll take overnight to charge, 8 to 10 hours, and that is from a dead battery, which your vehicle should never ever be. Generally, as we mentioned, to keep it above 20%. The vehicle tells you how long it's going to take to get to your desired charge point. Overnight, you plug it in, you wake up in the morning, your vehicle fully charged, and you don't have to worry about it overcharging or damaging the battery because there are features in the vehicle where, one, it shuts off once it reaches 100%, or you could set it to the percent you want for the charger to stop working at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've seen is that some of the chargers you can actually control it with your phone. So that means you can set a schedule.
Yes.
One of the things I also see is that in the local market, I saw people who building apartment buildings. Now they're actually going through the process of installing chargers at their apartment building as an incentive for tenants who have an EV to be able to park up, plug it in to charge, and this could be any night or any day. So for example, you went out for the whole day, you come back, you just plug it in the charge, you go inside.
Yeah.
And what you're saying is that, so this will charge overnight without you interfering with the vehicle, without you doing anything at all. Just plug it in, go inside, and by the morning you come out, just unplug it, and you're good to go again.
Yeah, that's right. You said it perfect there. As I said, the whole thing that we're trying to instill in customers is that giving you the charger gives you the power to dictate your range on your vehicle. You don't. Yes, there are charging stations throughout the country, but you don't have to stop there. You don't have to come out your vehicle to do it. Yeah, okay, maybe you're going to shop, you're going to grocery to have a charging station, and you decide, I'm going to get a little top up. That's fine, but we don't want to make it a necessity. You have your charging at home, and you should be good to go from there.
Now, if you say you have the charger at home, do I have to do some special type of wiring? Do I have to call the electrician to come and say, well, I need to install this thing into the wall? Do I have to get some special type of breaker? Do I have to run some special type of line?
Yeah.
Do I need to get some kind of special surge protection? What do I need to do?
Yeah, you do. As I mentioned, once customers show interest, we do send them literature. This is part of the literature. It's usually a 50 amp breaker, 220 socket with 4 pins. Any electrician with their assault, once you show them the specification, they will be able to set that up at home.
So that is as simple as setting up a water heater.
Yeah.
Or some people who do work there, a welding plant.
Yep.
Because it's the same socket, right? That's what
right.
you're talking about. So
The
the
4
same
pin,
water heater or a dryer, a clothes dryer, or a welding plant, which is the same socket. It's the same kind of
That's right.
insulation that you need.
That's right.
So if I have one of those already plugged in and set up in my wall, I don't need to go and do additional electrical.
No. Of course, you just need to make sure it's following the guidelines that are given you in terms of the amperage.
50 amp and standard. Yeah, well, I just think that they normally tell you about if I'm setting up an electric stove or a water heater or dryer, that is generally the same specifications they tell me to do, put in a 50 amp breaker, and you have a dedicated breaker for that particular device, you're good to go.
That's right, and it's as easy as that. We want to make ownership feel like a breeze for the EVs, because that's the whole point. Imagine taking stress off yourself, saving money, and you're helping the environment.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I like about that concept is that, well, everybody wants to save money.
Yeah.
And the money that I can save in gas, I can take that money and do something else.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so what we do now, we take a break, and when we come back, we will be getting into more details of EVs, electric vehicles, and see how that could benefit you, our dear viewers. Stay tuned.
Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab an Oasis, now why wait? Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab an Oasis, now why wait? The greatest, the safest,
rocks your lunchtime. Fruitopia, Fruitopia. It's a drink that's hype. The citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Guava, pineapple, that give me a vibe. We no want nothing less compared to the rest. Fruitopia the best. Punch any test when it comes to the test. Perfect thing for my lunch. Flavors pack a punch. Fruitopia, Fruitopia. It's a drink that's hype. The citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Fruitopia, the drink that rocks your lunchtime.
Try our new passion fruit flavor today. Taste the passion.
Welcome back to IBN Techno right here on IBN. Of course, this is your only program that talks about technology, tech products, the evolution of technology. We have been on since 2006. Yes, we took a little break, but we're back on. And we have many, many new technology topics to talk about. Tonight, we're discussing EVs or electric vehicles. My guest on tonight is from Lifestyle Motors, Jadil Haywood. Jadil, welcome back once again.
Thank you. And again, it's a pleasure the second time around to be here again.
Excellent. So right before we went on the break, we were talking a little bit about what an EV is, how it works, what's the differences between a traditional vehicle with an engine and an EV. We spoke about a typical vehicle has an engine. Everybody knows the typical, whether it be a diesel engine, it be a gas engine, we talk about a hybrid engine. All of them uses some kind of fuel, whether it be diesel, gas, premium, super, whatever it is, as the case may be.
That's right.
And traditional vehicles have to use transmission fluid.
Yeah.
It has to use oil. It has to use brake fluid. It has to use, what are the things that it uses?
You still need, depending on the diesel, you might need a filter fuel.
Right.
You might need, again, some other filters as well. So basically, that's it. You cover most of it.
Right. But then when it comes to an electric vehicle, 9 out of 10 of those things, or if you want to call it that, most of those things doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So someone like me who like to just quote unquote put gas or bomb starter and drive, I don't want to do nothing with my vehicle except sit down and go my way.
Yeah.
That is ideal for us.
Yeah, definitely. I love how you say us because I am not same boat with you too.
Excellent. Yeah, because when you're busy, you don't have no time to go and park up in a gas station and waste time.
I just always say the moment I feel like I need to lift up my hood to check for oil and I want a new car. I don't want to have to do that at all. So the electric vehicles are perfect for people that have that on-the-go lifestyle. Or even if you're thinking about getting that on-the-go lifestyle, this is a great option to look at, definitely.
Now, stepping into your business a little bit, you all have any specials?
We do actually right now. We have our vehicles are discounted by 20,000. That is while stocks last, or maybe until the turn of the year.
And you said you have two type of EVs, right?
Yeah.
What is the differences?
The differences are definitely the size. We have the Corando eMotion, that is $285,000. The range on that is just a little over 400. You might get 410, 405. And then we have our Taurus EVX, which is one of, if not the biggest electric vehicle in the country. Right? The range on that is about 425, 430 kilometers. Now, which are a good topic for us to touch on, is the range. So most times with EVs, the range they give you is ideal range, so like in perfect conditions. So the Taurus EVX, the range is about 462 kilometers, maybe more in perfect conditions.
Now, when you say perfect condition, what is perfect conditions?
Yeah, so they
No
would
traffic
consider
on the road, smooth road?
Your AC off. Which, and I be real in Trinidad, who is driving with their AC off?
I'm not going to tell you, but in Trinidad, you have to drive with AC.
Exactly. So literally in the vehicle, if you were to take off the AC, you would see a big jump in the range. So realistically, the range is about 430 kilometers.
Right.
You take off AC, you could see that jump up to 450,
Now,
460.
people like me driving, as your bomb started AC on.
People like
you're
us.
driving everywhere,
Like
you know, you
us.
ain't going nowhere without AC.
Yeah, it don't make no sense.
You know.
So that's something to be mindful of as well. Make sure you're asking your sales rep the right questions. And hopefully they like me and they're super transparent, that it'll give you exactly what you're looking
Well,
for.
I looking to use one of those with AC all the time and not switching off my AC. The only time I switch off his AC is when the vehicle switch off,
And you're right.
right? So I'm using a vehicle with AC, driving in typical roads. You know, sometimes you have a little pothole here, a little bump here, a little hump here. That's Trinidad.
Yes, correct.
I'm being realistic. Sometimes you're on the highway and unfortunately, we have 3 lanes on the highway. And sometimes the slow people will drive on the wrong side of the road, which is the right side. And then you'll find out, instead of people overtaking on the right side, they overtaking on the left side.
Yeah, yeah.
How does that vehicle,
Deal with
deal with that
that.
exactly?
So the Taurus EVX, let's talk about that one in particular, is packed with safety features. So that has blind spot detection, lane keep assistance. It also has collision alert. So as long as you have these features on, even if you are drifting out of your lane, your vehicle will alert you. The lane keep assist will literally keep you center the lanes as long as it's picking up the white lines in the road. And then you have your blind spot detection as well to let you know if vehicles are oncoming also. So there's a lot of protection. There's also a 3D 360 camera in it. From the moment you turn your steering wheel, this comes up to give you a full view of what's happening around you. So you are protected on all ends.
So you can see, you're in your vehicle and you can see somebody who on the left side, the right side, the back and the front
That's
at
right.
the same time?
That's right.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Does it have things like self-parking and all that?
No self-parking. We trust in that our
People could drive.
drivers could.
Yeah, I would think so,
We
right?
give it already benefit of the doubt still. So no self-parking. But again, packed with features for comfort on the road. All seats are leather, full leather interior. Now we know leather and hot sun in China is not really a great combo. So the seats are also ventilated. It's also heated.
When you say ventilated, explain that to the viewers out there what that means.
Sure. It literally pushes AC out of the seats. So it's perforated seating. So there are little holes on it. And when you put that on, cool air comes out of the seat to cool down the vehicle faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not only getting AC from the front
Yeah.
and wherever it comes from, it also coming from the seat too?
Coming out of the seat too.
So then if I sit down in a hot vehicle and that will cool me down faster.
Much faster.
It'll keep me cool.
That's right.
That's excellent.
I find so.
You know, especially when you're going to a meeting and you don't want to, and you're in the hot sun and,
Yeah.
and you're in traffic.
Yeah.
You don't want to reach in the meeting and you're all sweaty and feeling all how.
Yeah.
That will keep you cool and nice.
Correct. That's right. There's also heated seats now. I've had a lot of customers ask me, well, in Trinidad, what am I going to do heated seats?
Watch me. For me, I would think that heated seats, that will massage my back, boy.
And that's exactly what I was going to.
No, seriously, you understand? Because let me tell you something. If I drive in, especially if I work in an office,
Yeah.
and I sit down wholly behind a chair, and then I finish work and I have to jump in my vehicle and go down the road, right? Up the road, wherever it is I'm going. If I'm going home or I'm going somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you know, after a while, when we sit down for too long, we get lower back pain.
Yes.
What you're
Yes.
saying is that you could put on the heat and that will kind of help,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say massage, but it will relax the muscles.
Yes. I've had a lot of customers have tried it, and they say it does that for them. You can also use it if you like to go to the beach. Sometimes you might sit down with a wet pants.
Yeah.
Put that on, help dry your pants faster.
You serious?
Just little simple little luxuries like that is go a long way.
What?
It's go a long
So
way.
I
go a
could
long
go
way.
in the beach and don't bother to change my clothes in the beach and sit down in my wet clothes and it will dry me up?
Yeah. It's pushing out heat. It must
Okay.
get dry. I don't know how fast it could dry, but it must get dry at
No,
some
but
point.
let me tell you something. If you come out of the water in the vehicle and you put on the AC, you're feeling cold.
Yeah.
But if you put on the heat, it will keep you warm.
That's right.
Provided that it's not hot sun. Okay,
That's
but I
right,
mean,
that's
you're going to the beach and you're going back in the evening.
Yeah,
and
and how
it
does
goes a
go?
little
That's
chilly.
right. That's right.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. So this is, as I say, I would have mentioned earlier that is about not just efficiency but comfort. There is an essence of luxury in it as well, right? So you're saving the planet. Yes, you're saving money. Yes, you're comfortable, but you're looking good doing it too.
Well, one of the things that sorry that I didn't bring any pictures or any videos today, but one of the things that I like about the EVX is that it have those those little Knight Rider lights in front.
Yeah.
You know, that is a really nice feature.
I agree. That is the daytime running light strip. I've had a lot of customers, that have told me, seeing it in the night, it does look like a spaceship. It looks futuristic.
But it sounds like a spaceship
It
too.
also does. So the vehicles have to make noise, right? So you get a little hum, but on the interior, is dead silent. Your road noise is so limited. You feel customers that have it more than a year now, still sometimes when they jump in, they know they'll be like, my vehicle on? So it's really nice. It's a nice vehicle.
Okay. We're talking EVs, we're talking warranty, we're talking, the taxes that they talk about recently in the budget. They said you could buy a vehicle up to a certain price range.
Yeah.
What is that price range?
I believe they told us it was about 400,000.
400,000.
I think after that, the
You have
taxes.
anything that will be sold after January 2026 that will have taxes on it?
We do have things in the works planned to come, like we want to bring the first electric pickup to Trinidad and Tobago as well. But of course, when you think pickup, you're thinking four-wheel.
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise, it's not making no sense. So that means it will have to have two motors, which will probably make it expensive. It might be over the 400,000. Of
Okay.
course, that still needs to be confirmed. So I can't speak too much on it at this point. But we do have things we plan to bring. But the vehicles that we do have right now do not cross the 400,000. We don't have plans for them to cross that either.
So the vehicles that are being sold right now
Yeah.
at Lifestyle Motors that you have
Yeah.
in stock,
Yeah.
that have no taxes.
No taxes.
So no taxes, no VAT, no what again?
Well, no taxes, no VATs. I believe that's it, which is why we could pack the vehicle with so many features and still keep it at a reasonable cost. Now, I know reasonable is relative, depending on who you ask, but when you compare the features to what's on the market, it is incredibly priced.
No, what I think about is that I'm comparing apples to apples.
Yeah.
So I'm comparing a vehicle from other companies. Typically, I'm comparing an electric vehicle with a non-electric vehicle. The price range is around the same if it's a new vehicle. The difference, I don't think it have any vehicle on the market that giving you a 10-year warranty.
No.
Or 1,000,000 kilometers. Typically, when you buy a vehicle, they tell you, well, hey, they get 100,000 kilometers or 5 years. They might include 1 year or 2 years of service. But what you're saying is that you only have to service the vehicle once a year anyway.
Yeah, correct.
Typically, another vehicle, you'll have to service that at least 3 or 4 times for the year.
That's right. Usually is every 7,500, every 6 months. I'm glad you brought up the warranty again for me to be a little more transparent as well. 10 years, 1,000,000 kilometers on the battery, and the vehicle also has another warranty on it, the body itself, which is the 5 years, 100,000, which is still excellent warranty on the market because a lot of places only doing 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so that both warranties are excellent.
How much would I have to pay if I have one and I have to bring it into service? What is the average cost it will cost me?
Average cost, no customer of mine has spent more than $1,000 to service
To
their
service the
vehicle.
vehicle?
That's
Yeah. And how long does that take? About a day, 2 days, 3 days, a week?
Hours?
Hours?
Yeah, you come in.
So I actually could bring it in, make a spin, or should I say, sit down and drink
Yeah.
some coffee, and
Yeah.
by the time I finish, you finish service it.
That's it.
That's what we're talking about.
I find so. So the most I have seen spent so far, and this is somebody that had to change brakes as well, is about 1,300. Right,
Okay.
and that's because the brakes had to change as well in the vehicle.
As you talk about brakes, I remembered EV vehicles have a feature,
Braking.
regenerative brakes.
Yeah.
Explain that to the viewers exactly how that works, and
Sure.
these vehicles come with that, right?
Yes, they do.
So you can explain to them how that
Sure.
works.
They both do the Corando Emotion and the Taurus EVX both come with regenerative braking. So they come in the form of two little paddle shifters to the back. We usually associate with gearing up and down, like in a sport vehicle, which these vehicles do have sports mode, by the way. What the regen braking does is two things. One, it saves your brakes, and two, it recharges the battery. Now, the way it does that are there 3 levels on the vehicle. Each time you level up or level down, the vehicle will apply brakes for itself, meaning you don't have to mash brakes as hard for the vehicle to come to a stop, which saves your brakes, so you'll be changing brakes way less frequent than in a normal vehicle. So let's say, just rough numbers, you might change your brakes every year and a half, every year in a normal vehicle. This might be every 2 years, every 2 years and a half,
Okay.
depending on how you drive, of course. And then it recharges the battery as well. All right, so let's say you on 60%, you're driving, you have your regen braking all the way up, you might find that your percentage is actually going up as opposed to going down, depending on the type of drives you're making. If you're in like the tongues areas where you're making a lot of tight corners, you have to be applying brakes a lot.
What about if you're in traffic?
Same as well. The vehicle, now I have not, number say I have not, but I don't encourage people to rely on it to bring the vehicle to a full stop. Still use your brakes, but I have seen it come to a full stop when you have it on the highest level of regen braking because it's very aggressive. The vehicle feels heavy when you do it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I will say safely that I own one,
Yeah.
and I have actually did a test whereby I have left where I live around 60% charge, and I actually went to Las Cuevas. So I have to climb up that hill, come down the hill, go up the hill, and so on. I use the regenerative brakes, hardly machine brakes, because that's a place you have to be machine brakes. You're going on the glass, all you're doing is smelling brakes from everybody else.
Yeah.
Have your glass up, you're going down the road. And when I reached, so I'm talking about driving from 60%, you would think that I'm going at a distance.
Yeah.
So my battery will actually degenerate. When I reached the destination, my battery was 70%. Now, which car, van, or any other vehicle using gas, you can leave from point A, go to point B, and you get more gas in the vehicle?
None. It don't happen.
Because based on the regenerative brakes, what that means is that they actually take in the kinetic energy, the
That's
motion
right.
of the vehicle.
That's right.
A typical vehicle using gas, converting it from chemical energy into mechanical energy, and then you have that motion,
That's
that
right.
kinetic energy.
That's right.
So in this case, you're taking that kinetic energy, the vehicle moving, taking that motion, converting it back into mechanical, and then recharging the battery
That's right.
with the same vehicle.
That's right.
So the vehicle basically self-sufficient.
That's right, because usually, as you put it perfectly, when you're applying brakes, because the heat is usually pushed out from the tires or from the
Right.
brakes at that. This traps it, the kinetic energy, as you would have put it so perfectly, and uses that to recharge your battery. So when we talk about efficiency, this is the epitome of it.
So somebody living up in the hill somewhere, let me say, for example, I'm in Mocha or in St. Joseph or in San Fernando, have plenty hills, boy. I've been there, up and down, plenty hills. This is a good vehicle for them.
Yeah, definitely, because you're going to find that you're charging even less. Now, while 200, 150 is great, like I don't think you could beat that. Imagine paying less than that. I find that's astounding, as mind-boggling.
Well, one of the things that I've seen as well, with a traditional vehicle, you'll find that if you're going up a steep hill and you match the X on a traditional vehicle, you have to put it in a special gear, or sometimes it is quote-unquote catch the nenen to go up the hill. Like you ever drive behind a vehicle and you see somebody going up and they're driving and they see smoke coming out of the muffler and they're really taking the time to go up the hill.
Yeah.
What I found, my personal experience, is that when I mash the X, the vehicle just goes. It have not like to think twice. It's like you have a drill. This is how I like to describe it. You have a drill, you want to drill a hole, you pull the trigger and it goes.
Yeah.
That's like the motor.
Yeah.
It's not whereby it had a gear from first gear to second gear to third gear to fourth gear to gradually go up. It just goes. That's my experience.
And as a perfect example, I think you use there, because a big thing I tell my customers before we test drive, I always ask them, have you driven an EV before? If no, not to frighten you, but when you accelerate, it's going to move. So you don't have to mash hard, give it a little touch, because if you mash, the vehicle is going to take off. Because there's no build-up, it's straight power from your the tip of your toes to the motor.
I think from why I was looking at that video about the Torres, and I saw you go from 0 to 100 in about 8 seconds?
Yeah.
Not 0 to 60, 0 to 100 in 8
Yes.
seconds.
Yeah.
Now that's excellent, especially in Trinidad. As I said, that's going for the highway.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not talking about going over 100.
Of course, no,
But-
safety first.
But the speed limit is 100.
Yeah.
So from 0 to 100 typically is about 8 seconds it takes.
Yeah, and I don't know any petrol vehicle that could do that. So, it really is excellent. The whole thing is we gear in the country towards that kind of energy efficiency. Even we have companies such as Unipet that they have bought EVs.
Wait, Uniped is the people who own the gas station? So when the gas station, people bought EVs to put into their fleet?
As this was my thinking first. I was like, they wouldn't just put you all out of business. He said, and this is what somebody up in the company said. While people think we are in the business of fuel, we are in the business of efficiency.
Agreed.
And I said, well, that's why
So
you do what you do, and I
maybe
do.
they
I
might
do.
have to put in some electric pumps into their thing as well.
They are. That's something they have in the works that they're doing as well, because it is the future.
Well, I know the charges that you give to the average home user, of the vehicle, is the typical charger that takes about 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
But then there's also those rapid chargers that charges like within 10, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But that is not something that you have available for the public.
For the consumer, no. That's not something we have available for the consumers. That is something you quicker find in the
gas
charging
station.
in
Okay,
the charge, because they
right.
know you don't want to be there
Yeah.
for no lengthy period of time.
Right.
So sometimes 30 minutes, 20 minutes while you're doing something, you come back your vehicle fully charged from 30%, etc.
So these vehicles will support both slow charging
Yeah.
and rapid charging.
Yes. Yes.
You don't have to buy nothing special, no adapter, nothing like that.
No, not unless you buy a charger that needs an adapter specifically. Some of the charging stations, I believe, they are outfitted that they need an adapter. So it's really just about the type of charger you get.
Right.
But mainly, no, it doesn't need it.
I saw somewhere where you could use your vehicle like current go in your house, and you could plug in something into it, and you can actually charge back and get light in your house.
Yes. That is possible with the vehicles. It has not been something that we have explored locally yet, or from the dealership. But I have done some research as well, and I've seen that it is a possibility that this can happen. So I will do some more research on that to let you all know how soon we'll have that available to the public for them
Yeah,
to
because
use.
what I'm thinking of is that if I go somewhere, I could actually use my electric vehicle,
Yeah, to charge
and
it
I could plug
sometime.
in. I go by the beach, but I want to use a microwave.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Yeah, no, it
I
makes
could, I
sense.
could
It makes
plug in
sense.
something, and I have some little outlet, and I can plug in a microwave
It
and,
makes
and a
sense.
little grill and so on.
It makes
without having to
sense.
go and start a little fireside.
It makes sense because they use them for camping in South Korea,
Yeah.
which is one of the purposes of the vehicle in terms of the charging stuff like you would have mentioned, or using electricity. So it is possible, as again is a rapidly expanding industry or investment. So it's something that we are looking at getting more information for our customers.
Excellent, excellent. So we have a few minutes again remaining. So I would like you to just simply reiterate to the public: one, what vehicles you have; two, what are the specials for the viewers out there who are looking at this program, so they will know, hey, if they call you, this is the special. They will just say, I saw it on Techno, and I want to get the special. Tell them that information.
All right. Well, as you can see, I am from Lifestyle Motors. The name is Jadil Harewood. We have two types of EVs right now: our Corando Emotion, which is $285,000, and our Torres EVX, which is now $355,000. Both are discounted by $20,000 currently. That is while stocks last, or maybe until the end of the year. You can reach out to me. Instagram, Lifestyle Motors, Jadil does lifestyle. You can get my contact number, 333-9797. Reach out to me, and I will try to make it as seamless a process for you to get into your electric vehicle as possible.
Excellent, excellent. It is really a pleasure having you on tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because it is something that is a buzz. A lot of people hearing about it, seeing about it, they have a lot of misconceptions. If I buy one of these vehicles and I drive down the road, it might explode. But what you're saying now is that these are one of the safest type of vehicles on the market, especially the ones that you all have.
Yes,
Based
that's
on the
right.
seal battery.
That's right.
And it is designed specifically for our type of environment.
Yes.
The heat, the pressure with the traffic and so
That's
on.
right.
You don't have to worry about that.
No, definitely not a concern at all. Because we know about the myths about the EVs. It's something that we're very well aware of. I am busting myths daily every time I speak to a customer. Don't be afraid to ask. There are no such things as stupid questions. We're here to educate, and I believe the fear comes from a lack of knowledge, which is what we are here to provide.
Excellent, excellent. And I see we're out of time. So thank you very much for being a guest. I'm quite sure I'll have you on another time.
I look forward to it.
Maybe we'll open up the phone lines in our next episode, whereby people could call in, ask the questions, throw out all those myths that they might have, and you could probably bust them, as you say.
Yeah.
Right? So until we see you guys next week, Thursday, right here on IBN. I am your host, Dr. Shahan Shali Kasem, wishing you a safe, productive week once again. Have a great weekend. Until I see you guys, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of God Almighty be with you and your family.